Hello. Welcome to Fundu Tester. Today we are going to learn boundary value analysis, which is one of the easiest test design technique. So let's get started without any ado.
Camera rolling, action.
Basically, boundary value analysis means we have given two range, which is a min range, min value and max value, which will be our boundary. So for example, for any field, let's say we are working on a password field. So this will be our password field, and as a validation, this field can have, as an end user can enter up to 6 to 32 character. Let's assume they can enter 6 to 32 character. So how we can perform the boundary value analysis? So we have to start with the 6 and we have to go to 32. So here, as a theory wise, in boundary value analysis, we have to check two values. First one is a x and here is a y. So we have to test x, x plus 1 and x minus 1. And maximum side, we have to test y, y plus 1 and y minus 1. So basically we have to test here 6, 5 and 7, and here 31, 32 and 33. So ideally these two value, this field, password field should accept 6 and 7, and here it should accept 31 and 32, but it should not accept 33 and 5. So this is, in short, this is how boundary value analysis work. So it seems very easy, right? No, we have to test front end side, means web client side as well as the server side, and validation should be same for the client side and server side. So let's understand. First of all, let's take an example of the sign up process. So here I am taking a simple web application which will have first name field, last name, username, email ID, password and birth date, which is a date of birth. So this is how sign up form will look like of any application. I am considering as a basic field, and all these field have some validation. So for example, this field have 6 to 32, 6 to 32, and all these field, login field should have ideally 0 to 255, password field let's say 6 to 32, and date of birth as per the date field. So for month field should take 0 to 12, day field should take 1 to 31, like that this will work. So whenever we are filling the form, by that time it will generate a JSON response or XML response. So it will have like this data. First of all, ID, it will have user ID. Here there should be some ID, then first name, last name, password and date of birth. So this data using JSON, this data will go to the server. So now this is our front end, and this data will go to the back end. So in back end we have database, and in database there should be one table of the user. In user table we should have this all data. So this can have user entry data, and in this we have ID field, first name, last name, password, email ID, all the similar whatever data we are sending from the front end, the same data this database should have. And all the whatever data we have sent, let's say I am sending first name as a Nissan, so it will say, it will automatically, it will generate the ID. Let's say it will generate 251. So here it will go like 251, first name will be Nissan, last name will be Gohel. So like that it will go. So now we have to understand one thing, whatever data we are passing from here, this data will get stored into the back end. Now we have to test boundary from the front end side as well as the back end side. Let's consider most of the cases where we are getting the bugs. For example, from UI we are able to enter character value and numerical value and special character, but database is not designed in such a way that for first name, it is expecting special character. So whenever from front end, we are sending special character to the back end, by that time application will crash or we will get some error message. So we have to make sure that whatever validation we have in the front end, the same validation we should have in a back end as well. So what we can do here, first of all, we can test simple boundaries and validation from the front end. Later on, we can test in the back end as well. So same data should be there, and as a next step, we can bypass front end. So there are few tools available in the market like a Bob Suite or any other proxy tools. So using that, we can catch this request somehow, and this post request directly we can send to the server, or we should have APIs. If we are working on a real-time application, by that time we should have API access as well. So what we can do, we can bypass this UI and we can directly feed data to the API, and we can check whatever data. If we are passing from the UI, we will try to pass different form of data, and we should check if database is expecting or not. If database is throwing a proper error message, or backend is throwing a proper error message, by that time we can say we have tested application well, and there are less chance of the bugs. Now next point is from where we will get this information. For example, this field will have 3 to 32, 6 to 32. So where will get this information? In many cases, if we are working on a well processed or well organized company, by that time we will get information as a form of requirement documentation. We will have a requirement of the sign up functionality. In that requirement, it has clearly mentioned everything. What this field should accept. If someone is entering invalid data, for example, this field is accepting only character value, and someone is trying to add numerical value like 1, 2, 3. So there should be some error from the UI side. So that also requirement should have mentioned that information as well. So like that, sometimes this field will become red, or it will give some error message in red color. So like that it will work. Another way is, if you don't have requirement and still if you want to know, so there is a standard for each and every field, or general text field or a date picker. There are some standards. So you have to understand what are the standards behind, what are the basic standards of the software engineering. So for example, for email field, it should accept up to 255 character, and we cannot say if my application will accept only 6 to 32 character. So this is a bug, because we have to test based on the Gmail or Yahoo Mail, because we are getting email from the third party. We cannot generate email using our application, but we are using email from other application of Gmail or Yahoo, whatever Yahoo or Gmail has implemented. Those validation should be here, and the same thing it should have in the database as well. So there are some generic validation, there are some validation from of date picker. For example, if in date picker, let's say it is a date of birth, so date of birth should not consider as a future date. Let's say today is a 10th of September. So if I am trying to enter my birth date as a 11th September, which is a tomorrow's date, so application should throw an error message at this time. Another is you will get from the inspect element or a dev tools. How you can get to know? You have to just right click, and there should be some option of the inspect, and you will get windows like this. So there you will get something like mean value and max value. So like this in HTML, there should be some field. You will get like this, I have displayed the screenshot. In many applications, you will get data like this, and in some application, you will get only max value. It is not necessary that every application should have proper validation. Why? That is also based on the business complexity and business requirement. For example, we will consider Facebook versus the HDFC net banking website or any banking portal. So banking portal will have more validation, because we are giving our money to the bank, and bank is to take care that someone will not come easily to application, should not able to steal the money. So that's why banking application will have more validation as compared to the Facebook or simple blogger website or any e-commerce platform. But if you are trying to the any e-commerce platform or Facebook, so there will be a less validation. So business can decide. As a tester, we cannot ask our company or management, for example, this field should have 6 to 32. If it depends on the business to business and the process to process, and it depends on every application. I hope everything is clear, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe this video. See you tomorrow with the next session.